Yes, it's Friday. Time for some bullcrap. Here's what I've been working on here the last week or so. These walls, 3D models, obviously, not the 2D I'm used to doing. Um, they have bump mapping. I hand painted them in Photoshop with my trusty Wacom tablet, and I think they turned out pretty good. I haven't really had any texture seam problems with them or anything like that, so that's nice. And here's the second wall type, which goes with this tile set, and it's kind of like more of a pillar. Um, it has a specular map and a bump map also for it. Um, the you can sort of see some of the specular on some of the corners there. The light's actually oriented above the player dummy there, so um, it's not actually bouncing off the face of that dark band there. Uh, Also, these floor tiles, I've been experimenting with 3D floor tiles. Um, I don't know if that's the way to go yet or not. I mean, these are the textures I want to use, but depending on where the light source is, sometimes you see noticeable seams. I mean, even though the textures are lined up right, like standing right here, it doesn't look that like you can't see any, except for this chunk here. But that's because I've just seen what a big piece would look like lined up against the smaller ones. But um, see, when you start to move away from it at certain angles, you can actually see them there. So I don't know if a better bet would be to use a terrain. I believe there's a terrain object in Unity, and if you could possibly paint it with textures, um, do it that way probably would be better. I'm not certain how most games do it, but I'm pretty sure I haven't noticed tiles like these for a long damn time. So, uh, yeah. Now I think I'm going to take it over to Photoshop and just show you the texture work uh, by itself. Textures. Yeah, okay. Here's the first wall type. Um, this isn't how it's arranged on the final. I actually paint them double the size of what they're supposed to be. They're supposed to be 512 by 512. Um, so what, 1024? Yeah, I think that's right, man. Anyways, yeah, I first I had a rough drawing which has been on the blog, concept art type deal, and I model it first, and then I of course take pictures of the models from the different sides or whatever, and slap them down, start painting on top of them. Do the outline first. Then I start with the base color, which there we go. Yeah, start with the base color down here, and then I make a copy of that, and I started putting. Well, for this one I did, and I started putting the highlights and the shadows and whatnot. Then I had even more highlights with not as sharp edges on, more soft. And here's the shadows on there. What the hell's layer 3? I didn't name this one. Oh, that was just more, I think more shadowed, yeah, more shadowing detail. And 4 was, I think I added in 4 just to give it a little more kind of back texture to it, so it wasn't as flat looking. Yeah, okay, let's see. Okay, here's the second wall type. I think I did a better job on this one since I kind of got back into the groove of it, I guess. But it was fairly. Oh yeah, here we go. This is cool. Yeah, there's the what I took from the 3D program to paint these on. Just these little pictures here. They're transparent, just so I could see over them a little better. Put the base color on there. Did the outlines like the other one, and started putting in that was the only different color there. And this time I did the highlights and the shadows just totally on separate layers, and just painted them out until I thought they looked right. And this texture right here was just for the rock itself. It's got kind of a diagonal grain to it. And then I copied that layer and I put some blur effects on it and made sure I deleted those from the sides so there wouldn't be seams and all that stuff. But there's the top part, side. Okay. Here's the floor tiles I'm working on. Floor tiles are a bitch. At least for me. I'm sure there's other people out there who can whip them up, lickety split, whatever. But it's a lot different when you're working with small graphics. There's not as many pixels you have to worry about when you're painting these big suckers like this. You got a lot of room for things to go wrong. But anyways, what I first did was work out what kind of just background texture I wanted to have. Something that was tileable, that would match up, if I turned it anyway, whatever. That was the final one. I think that was one I had before, but it left pretty bad, real noticeable seams, because when you're doing this for a game, you have to bring your coordinates inwards some, because you have MIP maps, and those are just incrementally smaller versions to save memory when you go through different distances, and it tends to blur, and you can lose your flow very easily that way. So this was a little bit too close to this side, and I thought I went with more of a shapy type of deal, and just start building the structure on there. Did the outlines first as usual there here, but then added in other layers just for colors and a little extra texture on there. And these were all roughly drawn out beforehand. I got a handful of other ones to fill in the rest of these blank spaces here. Which reminds me, I got a little blank space on the final versions of these two too, and I suppose we'll use them for any kind of rock, debris, bric-a-brac that would be present in the tile set, and the mine tile set. This goes to the mines. I think that's it with the Photoshop part. I may do some 3D bits here in a second. Okay, just one last thing really quick. I just wanted to show you the high poly versus the low poly version of this wall model. The original I made was around 500 and some polygons. Really way too much. It's it's kind of a tile item. Just way too much. Jay pointed it out to me and gave me some pointers on how to cut it down, swiftly and easily with as little hassle and with good results. Because I haven't touched 3D that much really for some years, so he did, and this is the difference. And thanks to the texture, it still works out great. It still looks good in the game, and the bump map adds that extra detail. And the new one is, oh shoot, 100? Is it 100 something? Hell, I don't know. 306. Okay, good grief. How could I not remember that? But anyways, there's the face difference. But at the very least, this helped me, hash out the details for the actual texture. And I'm going to stop it here. Thanks for sitting through this. If you did, good grief. This is the longest one I've done. And I've been working on videos all day, and I'm getting tired of this shit right now. So have a good weekend, and I guess I'll probably do it again next weekend, I suppose. Bye-bye.